Welcome to What's Up Wednesday on a Friday this week. We had a snow day yesterday, a little bit of trouble getting into our office, and so we're doing our What's Up Wednesday on Friday this week. So it's always a good day for What's Up Wednesday, right? And I'm happy to have you with us today, and please, if you ever have any questions, just send them in to us and we'll be happy to answer them for you. I told you last week about how I loved wooden signs, and I have a lot of different wooden signs on my door, and this is one of, or on my wall, and this is one of the ones that I have, and this one says create a way. And so many times in life we just have to create a way. We have to figure out a way to get things done, and might not be the way that we set out in life thinking that we were going to do something, but we have to create a way based on what works for us and what works for our situation. I'd like to introduce you now to Ken Thomas. Ken has been with us for about 4 years, and he wears a lot of different hats in our organization. He is an instructor for students. He works with some of our students for MyVirtualAcademy. He is a mentor for those students as well. He also works with some of our districts, works with Deckerville and
North Branch, Deckerville, Mansalona, and Lake City.
Oh gosh, a lot of our different districts, outlying districts in the state. And he also is the sponsor for our college and career readiness club.
College and career planning. Yep.
College and career planning. And Ken sits right outside my office, and I love it. I love having Ken right there because Ken creates a way. Ken creates a way for our students. He is never not on the phone talking with the student, talking with a district. And I think sometimes, gosh, it's got to be hard to get a hold of our students, or they don't want to answer their phones or whatever. I don't know how you do it, Ken, but you are always on the phone, always talking with someone. And I always hear you helping our students to create a way, to figure out a way to get done what they have to get done to get closer to their high school education. And it's so awesome. It's just a blessing every day to hear the things that you have to say to our students, and how you say them to them too. So in your role as a mentor, kind of what do you do with the students?
Well, mainly it's communication, but I always like to take it another level, kind of take it as that authoritative role that kind of teachers there for progress, where I'm there to say, hey, this is what you got to do. Sometimes it's this is what you got to do or else. Sometimes it's you're doing a great job. But it's really just connecting with them and guiding them to the pathway that I think is best for them and what they think is best for themselves. And sometimes that's a very hard challenge getting to that point. A lot of the students don't even know what they want to do or what they want to be or what success looks like. So it's just kind of digging it out of them. So most of the time that you hear me, it's me kind of digging that out of the students and just trying to connect with them to let them know that I'm not just a voice on the other side of a computer and that I'm here to help.
And you said, in an authoritative way, but I never hear that authoritativeness in your voice, when you're talking with the students. So you really have a nice way about you that you come across, to the very caring and wanting the students to succeed.
Right.
Now, tell me a little bit about the, I'm not going to say it right again, College and Career Readiness Club that you have, because it's weird. People think, how do you have a club when you're a virtual school? But we do.
That has its difficulties because of that, obviously. We had it a couple years ago, actually. When I first started, we had the clubs that we were doing, and then we kind of stepped away from it a bit. But I did the college club then, and we didn't have a ton of members. Well, we don't have a ton of members now. We're hoping that changes in the next coming weeks. But I just think that a lot of the students that we have don't or never had that opportunity where someone was talking to them about what you're going to do beyond high school. And many of them qualify for a lot of free money for financial aid, and they just don't know it. So that's kind of what motivated me to do it. Right now we have 7 members, which is actually I'm excited about. But it's not just 7 members kind of not communicating and not taking part of the club. They're all actively taking part of it, which is really nice to see. So yeah, and my hopes out of it is just maybe even one student moves on to higher education, or even just finding a good job afterwards with our help, and that's kind of the goal. So,
and they they're also eligible if they graduate from My Virtual Academy for the $500 scholarship that My Virtual Academy provides to the students, and I'm sure you make them aware of that in the course of your conversations with them. How do you expose them to things like colleges and career opportunities and that sort of thing?
Well, in today's world now, with the way that the internet is, it's pretty easy to find some pretty interactive sites and resources online to kind of expose them to it. I mean, one simply that we've been using lately is College Board, which is where most of the students take their SATs anyways.
Right.
So they have just really extensive resources and links that they can click on within the website that kind of tell them what colleges that would fit best for them based off of certain filters, how much the colleges are, because that's an important thing. And you know, I mean, it's challenging at first to find these resources, and then we built kind of a course online that on our Edmonton program that has all the resources included. But once you get it built, and now it's kind of the easy part, it's the fun part, it's getting students to kind of dive into these things. And I mean, I have to admit, I've been lucky so far. The club's relatively new, where I have students, a lot of students really taking part of it. You know, it wouldn't work that well if they weren't doing their part as well. So,
right. And then we have on our YouTube channel too, I think some presentations from different colleges that talk a little bit about what it's like to attend their schools and what career opportunities they have, and so that's the kind of thing too that you know, we can make students aware of, you know, so that they can. But you're right, you know, the internet has just opened up so many things for make it so easy to find any information out, you know. Now, so you've been with us 4 years, so you've seen a lot of students come and graduate. Do you have any favorite stories about any of your students that stick out in your mind?
It's funny because we had orientation yesterday, and I tend to always go back to this one story from last year where we had a student, and you know, I'll withhold his name, but we had a student who came in as a sophomore, and it was a situation where he had been with us previously and had not shown a ton of success. So, you know, I wasn't super optimistic, but he turned it around, and they call him at orientation yesterday. They were calling him the 28er because he completed 28 courses in 1 year to graduate. So he came in as a sophomore, left as a graduate, and with a pretty good GPA. And I actually recently spoke with him a few weeks ago, and he's going to a community college out by where he's at, and kind of turned everything around. So yeah, it's really nice to see. And I mean,
that is awesome.
I have so many that I could go on and on about, but that's just one that always sticks with me because I don't think I've ever seen a student work that hard to get that done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Something must have changed in his life to make him realize, hey, I need to get this done. You know, and that's the situation with so many of our students, and we're at a time of the year too that it still is time for kids to get enrolled, and they still can start, you know, as long as we get their information, their paperwork in by you know, February 1st. Then you know, a week from today, that they'll be able to get started in our program and walk across that stage in June, hopefully. So, and how great will it be when we have those 7 kids that are in your program there, your club, that they will graduate and walk across that stage.
Be awesome.
Be handed their scholarship from us, and hopefully move on to exciting places. We keep downstairs, and we'll have to put a picture of it on Facebook. We have on one door we have all of the scholarships that we've given to students, and then on the other door we have all of our graduates, and that door is getting full. We're having to look for a different place to put those graduation caps because we're getting so many kids graduating. So it is a great problem to have. So would you have any words of wisdom for a virtual student? What do they need to do to be successful?
Yeah, actually, since we've been going through our orientations the past couple of days, it's kind of fresh in my mind. And I told the students yesterday that I feel like a broken record because I've been saying it over and over again. I think the most important thing is, you know, we can get you the help that you need. Tutoring, and you'll have a teacher that contacts you all the time. You have your mentor to contact. So as far as grades, that can improve, but the time that you're doing your work, the time that you're putting into it is so utterly important. 1 week of missed classes can really make things difficult. So my suggestion would be, and I've been saying it all the time, work 5 days a week. If you can work 5 days a week, you know, we said yesterday, if you're doing the bare minimum and you were doing 1 assignment a day for 5 days a week, in 10 days you have 10 assignments done. You know, and a little shorter than what we would expect, but it's still not bad. So I would say be on 5 days a week, and then the other part would be make sure you communicate.
Okay. Communications is so important.
Really important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good. Well, Ken, thank you so much for creating a way for our students all the time, and we just really appreciate what you do, and it comes through. The fact that you enjoy it comes through in every conversation I'm overhearing and getting excited about because of the great job you do with the students.
Thank you.
So, and thank you so much for joining in on a Friday instead of on a Wednesday. So, and we look forward to being back on schedule next week with What's Up Wednesday with Renee Weaver-Wright, My Virtual Academy. Thank you.